Welcome to the Fantasy NASCAR podcast brought to you by RaceForThePrize.com. Let's talk truck series and let's talk about building the winning lineup or optimal lineup. Let's go winning lineup for the Charlotte Truck Series race Friday night, Memorial Day weekend. Who's excited? Here we go. Too long, didn't read. I'll get to it first and then we'll give you evidence on the back end. I'm going one hog. I'm not building lineups with Heim and Eckes. Repeat, going one hog or dominator, not building lineups both Heim and Eckes. That's what the trends suggest. That's what we've seen this season. That's what we've seen at Charlotte in the past. And then with picks 2 through 6, I am maximizing finishing position, aiming for that top 10, top 5 if I can get it, and also being cognizant of place differential. I want to get 7 to 8 place differential points on top of that, or maybe even more if we get some really juicy plays. And who are the drivers I'm targeting? Basically from Majeski down to Connor Jones. All of these drivers have a legitimate shot at top 10ing. Obviously, as you get down here, it's a little bit more risky, but you're getting some savings, so you'll be settling for a 13th, 14th. That's fine. They all have the equipment. They all have the ability. That's where I'm pulling from. And you have enough savings in the 7 to 6K range that you really don't need to flirt with the C class, the backpack, the lemons class. We have not seen the lemons class hit that much this season. Yes, Matt Mills hit 1 week in a volatile race where he gains a lot of place differential through attrition, but he was also significantly cheaper. Yes, we did see Lawless Allen hit in a race, but that was a Kyle Busch race where you needed more savings. I don't project or predict us to really need to flirt with the lemons class. They have a hard ceiling of 20th place, so that really limits the finishing position. Also, the way I expect qualifying to set up, then we may be locked out of place differential from these drivers as well. So I really don't think we're going to need to go there. And I think we're going to get plenty of opportunities to maximize finishing position and get some place differential from this 6 to 7K range. So again, one hog or dominator, and then 2 through 6, all of these drivers in very good equipment have a legitimate shot. You're going to probably flirt around more with the 6 to 7K range. But again, if we get one of these better drivers, more experienced drivers who flub qualifying for whatever reason, then yes, obviously they're going to pop to the top of the list. So again, one hog, 2 through 6. We are going with the crew down to Jones, about the 6K number, maximize finish. Also being aware of place differential. Don't think I really need to flirt with the limits. All right, now to the evidence. We'll start with Charlotte. We'll look at previous Charlotte races. There you go. One hog, place differential. There is a cheap value play. Oh, so are we not going to go to the lemons class? Look, I'm not going to completely tell you right now we're not going to flirt with the lemons class. But the way that I predicted, I think qualifying is going to set it up so that they aren't going to have place differential. Now, obviously, Lawless Allen didn't have place differential opportunity here, but last year he was in a niche truck. This year he's in a significantly downgraded Rayum truck. And I don't really want to go there. But again, if we get a place differential from a 5K guy, I don't think they're as cheap as they really ought to be. To be quite honest, the savings isn't great. I would rather just find a couple $100 more and get to the drivers who legitimately can get to a top 10 without carnage, chaos, and mayhem. These trucks are significantly better than these trucks. These drivers are significantly better than these drivers. They have produced, they haven't produced. Now, it is there. So we will see Lawless Allen pop up again. But again, Lawless Allen was in an East truck. That's a different equation, okay? So, it's Lawless Allen again, and it's an East truck. That's not necessarily a lemon, right? That is just right there on the borderline. He's not quite Bailey Curry, but he's definitely Matt Mills, up-ish tier grade, whatever you want to give him. Again, one hogger dominator. Now, you're going to see that, oh, well, what about this situation? Well, then it would have been Hocefer. If Hocefer doesn't wreck on the last lap, it ends up being him rather than Zane Smith. And we end up with mainly place differential. That's Charlotte 2022. We go to Charlotte 2021. One hog dominator, place differential. We go to 20. One hog, place differential. We go to 2019. Obviously, Kyle Busch, one hog, place differential. So the Charlotte data backs it up. What about this year in the Truck Series? What kind of data are we seeing with our optimal lineups? We'll run through them. And we'll even include North Wilkesboro. Why not? That's not an intermediate track. Who cares? One hog, place differential. Darlington, one hog, place differential. Kansas. Oh, there's two. Oh my God, there's two. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm sure that there would be one guy, I think I've already blocked him, and he'll probably create his third or fourth screen name by now. I know he keeps recreating screen names. And he'll say, you said there's only going to be one hog, and there was clearly two hogs. And guys can completely take it out of context. Whatever. Get out here, troll, block you again. Yes, there were two. But yes, that's the optimal lineup. But the winning lineup could have easily said, you know what, I don't need two hogs. I'll just take Nick Sanchez, the obvious chalky play. Now, you're probably splitting it with 100 of your closest friends, but for all intents and purposes, it's a one hog line. Yes, I know technically it's two, but if we're trying to find a direction, if we're trying to go in the right direction, we may not be correct, but we're definitely going in the right directionally, we're correct, then yeah, it's still one hog is fine. Texas, one hog, dominator. And we can keep going back. Now, Las Vegas can be a little bit different. This is because Rajah Cruz was so cheap. And then I think it's more of a dynamic of how the race played out. So there's that. And it's not perfect. Every time we go through these trends, it's never going to be absolutely perfect. And again, let's just run through some optimal lineups that we have seen real recently, because I think we're all on the same page that I probably only want to use one pick on Heim or Eckes and then build from there. I really don't think I want to chase two guys that are going to lead a bunch of laps. Now, it doesn't mean people are going to say they're going to get to building lineups and you're going to look at your Heim and you're like, oh, wait, he said don't put Heim and Eckes in the same lineup. That's also not true, because if for whatever reason they can give us some place differential, then guess what? Then Heim goes in the lineup and then Eckes is the place differential guy. Or if Eckes leads a bunch of laps, but Eckes gets 8 or 9 place differential, then technically he's that place differential play. I'm just saying, like, construction-wise, I just want one hog, and then the rest I need to get place differential from. If I can't get place differential from Eckes and I like Heim as the hog, then I don't play him. If I can't get place differential from Eckes or from Heim, which I probably likely will, he seems never to qualify well. Come on, Tricon, what's going on? Hey, whatever. Then you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's go back to our overall look at optimal lineups and look at the value end. Again, because we have this idea sometimes at some tracks, given the volatility, yeah, maybe we do want to chase the lemons class, but we don't see any lemons come through at North Wilkesboro. 6,200 Daniel Dye. We get a cheap Daniel Dye again this week. Now, you do have to go with the scarce situation proposition that Daniel Dye is going to start closer to the front. Gets you 45 fantasy points at 6,200. It's risky just because all truck drivers wreck. But if we've seen him race, we've seen his talent, we know the Bill McAnally trucks have speed. It's not that risky, but it's we got Matt Mills, like I mentioned, a little bit cheaper at 5,900 in a volatile race. He does come through, so we did get a lemon. Here we go with more of the 6K guys. We got plenty of them. Caden Honeycutt, extremely underpriced. And guess what? Do we have Caden Honeycutt underpriced again? Yes, we do. Phil Gold, we love it. We love that niche truck. That niche truck is looking elite again. It's looking like the Ross Chastain championship ride that it once was. And Caden Honeycutt's got some talent. We've been big on Honeycutt around here, so 6K Honeycutt, we can definitely get on board with that. We know Bailey Curry's a very solid driver. Again, if we like this niche truck, we like this niche truck. We like this niche truck. We like this niche truck. And then again, Dean Thompson, when he's not wrecking, he's a top 10 truck driver. Period. End of story. That was the story last year. That's definitely the story this year. When he doesn't wreck, it's great. But he does wreck. He is still Dean Thompson, and here he is again, 6,800. And he will be on the board. When we have a Dean Thompson at 68, when we have a Caden Honeycutt at 67, a Daniel Dye at 65, we don't have to go into the lemons. Bailey Curry, 6,900. We don't have to flirt with the lemons. And even Jack Wood and Connor Jones are on the fringe. They are definitely available. Jack Wood is kind of putting together some good races for once in his career. Connor Jones, not quite there. I worry. But I think slowly but surely, as he gets more reps with Thor, he showed a lot of talent in the late models. Oh, he's talking about late models again. It can get there eventually. I don't know if this will be the week, but we shall see. Going back to our optimal lineups, we look at Texas. Daniel Dye, underpriced at 5,800. That's not a lemons class. This is a McAnally truck. We do get Lawless Allen, but that's because of the Kyle Busch situation. And we've got Stephen Parsons, who I think that Henderson truck is still in the main pack. It is not a lemon. We've seen Parker Kligerman do great things in that truck, and even Stephen Parsons is really coming around and improving in that truck. Obviously, he's not just going to jump to the top 10. There's strong competition there that he has to battle with, but he is battling with that competition. And again, we're in that 6K range with the better of the 6K drivers, like we have this week. So there is Parsons at 6,400. These guys give us enough savings that we really don't need to flirt with these drivers that really have limited upside. We go back to our optimals. We don't really want to look at Martinsville because, A, it's Martinsville. It gets kind of crazy. There's so many laps. There was some chaos at the end. You did get a lemons class, but I think that's more of a product of Martinsville. I'd rather look at intermediate tracks, regular tracks. Bristol was pretty regular of a race. And again, we go into the Bailey Curries in the 6,600s. Here at Las Vegas, do we have to go super cheap? No, because you got the Rajah Caruth play. Matt Crafton was kind of cheap, and you didn't need to go there. So for the most part, we're not really flirting with the lemons. There's enough value in that 6 to 7K range with drivers who can get place differential and finishing position that can get it done. So to close it out, I want one hog, and then 2 through 6, I'm chasing place differential mainly from Connor Jones up. If, for whatever reason, we do get one of the better lemons starting really deep in the field, which I really don't expect that we're going to see, then yes, they will definitely become a part of the board. But they're obviously not giving us the significant savings that we would like to see in this field. It's just not quite enough savings to justify playing these drivers with low ceilings, and I don't expect enough of a wreck fest to really boost their potential. That'll do it. Like the video, subscribe, share, recruit other people, racefortheprize.com, June package, $30. Get all these sheets, and I'll throw in Charlotte if you haven't purchased it already. And then, hey, guess what? You want to go ahead and just take care of one more payment, just one payment, be done with it. No signing up, no putting in your credit card, no retina scans, social security checks, background checks, FICO scores, calling up Experian, no dings on your credit report. No bills that your wife's going to see. Just Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. It's right here. Yeah, that last one's probably the one you're more worried about. Yeah, no bills that your wife's going to see. Who's this race for the prize guy you keep sending money to? Is that one of those shady websites? Just Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. No recurring fees. June, July, $55. Throw in Charlotte if you haven't purchased it already. Hope you guys are having fun. Great Memorial Day weekend coming up. Super excited. Friday night truck race. Saturday Xfinity Series. 9 a.m. F1. Get up. Have a mimosa. IndyCar. Indy 500 at noon. If you're still standing. And then as you're wobbling around, Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday night. Or maybe Monday if the rain is going to come. But we shall see about all that. Blessed to have you guys here. Love you guys. Trip the light. Fantastic. That means dance, if you've ever wondered. Just go dance. Dance, dance, dance. She likes the boogie.